And you know, I was very proud of my son, and the legacy of Michael will still go on. I promise you that.
You must feel some gratification that the judge has granted temporary custody of Michael's children to you and your wife. How you doing? Some happiness in that?
Of course, this is where it belongs. We're the parents, and we got other kids of their size. They love those kids, and we love those kids too. We're going to take care of them and give them the education they're supposed to have. We can do that. And we have the air enough and in the premises large enough to be able to extend all kind of help that they might need.
Mr. Jackson, funeral arrangements. Funeral services or
We're not ready for that.
We're not ready for that yet because we're trying to wait on something else, and we're searching to see what happened to Michael. Because
do you have any idea about what time frame for it?
That's I just answered your question. We don't have the time frame yet because I want to see how this autopsy is coming out. You know, the second autopsy.
When do you expect to hear back from the private autopsy and your concerns about?
They're doing it right now, and I'm expecting to hear about it from it real soon. Debbie Rowe has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Okay, we're going to take one question at a time because we can't hear everybody. So over here.
I said, do you know about the will that's supposed to be filed on the court date? Court names and the executive estate?
No, I don't get into that yet because we're looking at that too.
That's a private though.
That's a private situation. I have to deal with that. I don't never heard of a private perfume like this big, you know, like Michael would be. It'd be to some private, but not close down all the way down to the public.
At a later time, will the family plan a world tour? Margina, Ebony Jet magazine. Is it true that the family may fulfill Michael's obligations in London for a world tour?
I don't know about that either because I haven't seen no rehearsal on the world tour yet, not with the rest of the family yet.
Okay, right here.
Either Joe or Al, if you could talk about how the children are doing, are they talking about their father and what are they saying?
Oh yeah, they're happy though, but they're happy with the kids that they're around because we have kids over there and back there at least. We have kids back there are small just like they are, and almost some of them are the same age and so that because you know they was never around other kids, but they're happy.
What is your feeling now about the doctor's response to Michael's condition?
Will the long-time nanny, Grace, have a role in taking care of the kids?
Well, we're looking at that too, but she's a good friend of the family and good friends with the kids.
What is your thought now on Dr. Murray's response to Michael's condition at that critical moment?
Well, I can't answer that right now. Because,
Please finish.
Did you manage to speak with Conrad Murray?
who's that?
Did you manage to speak with the doctor?
No, I haven't spoke with him yet.
Mr. Jackson, have you seen a will?
Have I seen? No, not yet. No, not yet.
How is Mrs. Jackson?
She's fine. Thank you.
Doing fine. She's doing great.
Will be buried at Neverland?
That's not true. That's not true.
All right, let's go.
This was certainly an odd start to this. What was supposed to be a discussion of what was going to happen to remember Michael Jackson ended up a defense of Joe Jackson for an interview he had on CNN when he was asked about some Blu-ray discs that he was planning on putting out. It was a very awkward moment, so it seemed like this was a defense.
Joe, can we get one quick question?
What's your question?
How are you feeling?
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Jackson, VH1, can you tell us of all that's going on right now? What is it that brought you out tonight? How is it that you could even find the strength to be here?
My son brought me out here tonight. It's fantastic. I just only wish that he could have been here to see all of that.
And what are your feelings about the way the investigation is being handled?
We can't talk about the investigation at all.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry.
Thank you.
How is your wife and the rest of your family?
They're fine, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mr.
Thank you very
Jackson,
much.
where were you when you found out?
What's going to happen to the children? Thank you.
How you doing, sir? How's the family holding up?
I'm great. My family's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
You want to tell the last couple of days? I know it's been really tough for you guys.
And? Yeah, it has. It has been really tough. Remember, we just lost the biggest star in the world, superstar in the world. So it's been tough.
Why'd you decide to show up here tonight? Is it to pay tribute to your son? To make sure?
Yeah, to show pictures of my son. Yeah, Michael. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I did.
How is Mrs. Jackson?
She's fine, thank you. Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to share with the world about your son and about his legacy? Or
Yeah, I got a statement here. Give me the statement here.
he's got a statement. His publicist is going to come up and read a statement, and then we'll talk more with him.
Okay, this is written on behalf of Mr. Jackson and the family. Our family sincerely thanks all of you around the world for your love and support during our time of grief. Our beloved son, Michael Jackson, loved you all. Michael's children are our first priority. We will have further announcements to discuss our plans going forward. Until such time, however, we have the personal and legal authority to act, and solely Catherine and I have authority for our son and his children. We wish to handle his memory and legacy with dignity. And the attorney for the Jacksons is Lundell McMillan, and no one else has the authority to speak on behalf of the Jackson family at this time.
Thank you very much for that. Mr. Jackson, I was talking to you about the legacy that Michael Jackson left. Do you think that the world even realizes how big your son's legacy is?
And now they seem to realize it now, but the only thing it is, I wish the world had to recognize him when he was living. Because, but right now he's bigger than ever now. But I wish he was here to see all this, to hear all this. Yes.
We have been hearing from the Reverend Sharps and the Reverend Jackson that you had some concerns regarding some of the last moments or the people who were around him in his life. Do you care to share that?
Yes. What was that?
I said you had some concerns about the physicians and the people who were around him during the last moments of his life.
Yes, I am. I have a lot of concern. But
what are your concerns about that?
I can't get into that, but I don't like what happened.
You don't like what happened?
This is my attorney here.
Yeah. So I was asking him, he said he'd come on in here. You're Lundell, right?
Yes, sir.
He says he has some concerns about the last moments of his son's life, about who may have been around him. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, we can't talk about that now. There's a second autopsy that's underway, and we'll let that process take its course at this time. We'll have more to say about that at a later point.
About that. Have you spoken at all to the doctor at all?
No, I have not.
No. Do you guys have do you know anything, Mr. Jackson, about funeral arrangements? Have you had time to
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet. Yeah, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
This is Marcia here. I want you
Thank you. How is you said your wife is what about Janet and the rest of the family, the daughters and everyone?
They're all doing fine. But I want to make this statement. This is a real good statement here. Marshall and I we own the record company called
Ranch Records.
Right.
Okay, distributed by Blu-ray Technology. And that's his next step.
And that's your next step. There had been talk to us about your 60th wedding anniversary. As I understand, in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, the entire family was there, and Michael said that he had wanted the members of his family to come help out.
My birthday?
Your wedding anniversary, you and Catherine, in Las Vegas.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yes, it was. A lot of people were there, and a lot of people I was glad to see. It was a fantastic job that was done. That's the first one, though. That was our first wedding anniversary we had, and they came out fantastic.
What's next for you guys?
We've got a lot fixing to happen, but I can't announce it right now. Okay?
Yeah, I was screaming Michael Jackson records, dancing. I've been celebrating Michael's life while the rest of the media's been trying to rip him down. I just been celebrating his life and staying focused on how great he was.
Talk to me about the tribute song. It's already out there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it had really, we all in the studio right now, myself and Chris Brown Game. I mean, almost everybody's in the studio in LA, and we heard the news and everybody just started making a record, and it was done in like 15 minutes.
I work with Mike. It was a few times. I have a few Michael Jackson stories. You know, one is when he called me on the phone and I thought somebody was playing a prank on me, you know, and he actually came to see me in the studio, and I rehearsed the whole speech on how I would salute the general, and by the time he got to the studio, I shook his hand, my whole voice box was gone and my hands were trembling. No man in existence has ever done that to me besides Michael Jackson. I call him like the muse to the world, you know, he's an inspiration.
What was your last memories interaction with him?
I mean, last memories about, I remember when Mike was getting us on the phone because he wanted to do something for the victims in the tsunami, you know, and he was trying to put something together in Dubai. That was my last conversation with him.
Some people said he seemed physically frail, whatever. Did you ever get any indication of that?
No, not in the studio when I was with him. He was definitely high energy. You know, he's always shy, laid back, cool, but when he jumps on the stage, he's a monster.
I just remember having the biggest crush on him when he was little. And remember the cartoon, the Jackson 5 cartoon? I would eat my bowl of cereal watching he just is the biggest star in history. I have a goddaughter that's 7 years old. She cried when she found out about his death. I mean, I don't know any other star that children generations later are still singing and know his music.
Man, a lot of influence for the rap music, because, you know, it's all we do is sample his music, you know. And, you know, it's terrible. You know, our prayers go out to the family and friends. And, I mean, we lost a guy that was king of pop, country, I mean, music.
He's Michael. He's like your cousin that you never thought was ever going to go anywhere, and then he's just gone. It's kind of surreal. It's a little bit surreal.
Did you ever have a chance to meet him? Have you seen him?
I saw him once. I did a gig, and he was there, and he kind of just walked past, and I was like, I didn't even get to be like, what? I was like, it's a moment. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, the fashion of the glove now, you know, I had to pay respect to Mikey J. I definitely had to. A fashion icon, a music icon, performing icon, and so his passing is it's like a very hard thing to deal with for most musicians and a lot of people in general, most fans. So I just want, you know, big up him style and big up Mikey J for real.
Do that again?
Well, I've seen Michael a lot. He was a good friend. One of the most meaningful times I spent with Michael was right here. We did a tribute to him once, and I was hosting, I think, the Soul Train Awards then. So the day before, we were here like from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. because he's such a perfectionist. Every pop, every freeze, every moment had to be perfect. And we spent a lot of time here. But from times on my show to times on the phone, there's nothing more surreal than sitting on the phone talking about show business with Mike, you know? And he was special. I hope we will give him a little love now that he's gone and kind of match the joy he gave us. And I only say that because I think there's going to be a lot of negative ugliness that's going to follow this. You know, there's a short shelf life to death in this town, and then people go nuts. Remember that his wife and his kids are alive. And let's try to give him a little love because he gave us so much good stuff.
I have two favorite songs of Michael, Human Nature and Speechless. Speechless is from his last, I think it was most current album, Invincible. And it was like, because he said, your love is magical, that's how I feel. And I love that. And the whole song is just really good. He said, you make me speechless. I love it. I love it so much.
But it's mine. Tell you twice. Show your face. Yeah, sorry. It's not.
Girl, close your eyes, let the rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it, there ain't nothing that you can do.
When I had you to myself, didn't want you around, boom, biggest tune. Oh, baby, give me one more. But that soul, a soul of a youth like that, amazing.
I knew Michael. I knew him pretty well. I first met him when he was with the Jackson 5, and over the years, I mean, I've seen him going from strength to strength. He was a fantastic entertainer, and I saw him live, quite a few times. And then I had a chance to talk to him. He used to come around my house sometimes in Los Angeles. And he was just a lovely fella. He loved life and he loved performing. I'm sure he was looking forward to these shows in London. Millions of people have been affected by Michael Jackson dying, because his fans loved what he did, and there were millions of them. So yes, I would compare it to Elvis Presley and John Lennon, yes.
Oh my goodness, there's no way that this show could have happened without saluting Michael Jackson. I mean, this is his foundation. This is where he comes from. This is where we all have grown up on him, loved him, everyone all over the world. And I think tonight was especially phenomenal. You can feel a very high energy in there. And I'm sure we've all been to a lot of award shows, and some are not that high energy. This one is really genuine and beautiful. You feel people really feeling the need to express their love for someone who will never be gone from us, because his legacy will always be here. So it's really beautiful to be in a room full of people who share one common love and feel the desire to yell it and scream it and shout it at every possible turn. So I've been very honored to be here tonight to honor him. It wouldn't have even been the right show without honoring him. We all know that, and it's just unbelievable. And we definitely just want to give him the respect and the tribute he deserves.
Just in general, in my opinion, Michael Jackson made black culture vogue. He made it, he dispelled the myth that black men are dangerous to the world, which led us to our first black president. I think he planted those seeds long before he even knew what he was doing. That's how powerful he is, because he will live on.
I think if Michael was here, that he would have enjoyed the celebration of him. But one thing happened here, he couldn't be here. So look like he's larger than he ever was before. But one thing, Michael gives his love to everybody, and he hoped that his record would never be broken.
I actually talked to him on the phone, and it was for the hurricane. He was doing a song for Hurricane Katrina, and he wanted me to be a part of it. And it was many other artists, and he called me, and I tried to play my music kind of like loud to keep myself relaxed before he called, because I knew he was calling, and I missed the first phone call. And then his assistant left a voicemail. I heard her voicemail, and I was like, okay, I am not going to have my music loud before he calls again. And I was prepared. And when he got on the phone, I didn't know what to say. I was like, hey, how are you? And he was like, thank you for being a part of the song. And I was like, you're welcome. He's like, so what's the weather like? I didn't know what to say. I'm like, it's hot. I was just out of it. Like, I couldn't even respond properly. But that is a moment that I do have. And I'm very, very proud of it, because I was looking forward to meeting him and I didn't get a chance to. So that's something that I can hold on to.
Young lady in the back you okay? I'm gonna wait just a second.
Let me say this. For what it is for me is, I didn't grow up in music. And I realized by the time I was 13 that I could do something in music. And for me, he really is the reason why, because I didn't have any training of nothing. So people like him, he was really the reason why for me. So it means a lot to me. And that's where I get my inspiration from. So it's crazy, because like, I don't know him, but he means that much, so I'm just taken by that, so it's sorry.